Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mayfly Disc Golf made by amateurs for amateurs. My name's Andrew, and I'm here with Mr. Randy May.
How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing very well. We're going to be doing a little bit of coverage at the Ty F. Cunningham, all the Oklahomans call Mitch Park. A little disc golf featuring Mr. Randy May and our good friend Mr. Taylor Heilman.
So tell me about hole one, Andrew.
So hole one is a par 3, 357 feet. I believe on the long baskets, it's 357 feet.
You're right.
Pretty tight fairway. You've got pretty much a straight tunnel. Best play is to play some sort of turnover backhand or some sort of very straight forehand straight down the tunnel here, which will typically put you within maybe 50 feet of the basket. If you get really lucky, if you get a nice turn and very little fade on the disc, you might end up right under the basket.
Yeah, I want to say up front, a little bit of wind today when we were playing, and man, Taylor and I weren't on our game, and I was really off my game. I was like, do we really want to put this video up? But, as you know, we do this so people can see courses and see people play, and the main thing for us is that we're out there having a good time. So if we're hitting our lines, great. If we're not, it's still fun.
Yeah. And that's really all this channel's about, is just, giving people the opportunity to take a look at a course that they've probably never seen. Maybe get to see some form, that might help them, improve on theirs. See certain discs that people use that maybe you'd like to try in the future. So
yeah, just don't copy my form.
That's right.
So Taylor had a really nice shot there.
Yeah, it's a great par putt. Now we're looking at hole 2. Yeah, par 3, 318 feet. Again, I believe this is on the long basket. Now this one is a tough one. There's a couple of different ways that you can play this hole. There's obviously a lot of trees down the fairway. On the long baskets, I've seen some flexed forehands, kind of starting it on a bit of an anhyzer and then letting it flex back to hyzer. But that's really touchy. You can see Taylor kind of going for that shot, and it just kind of, unfortunately, kind of hitting the ground there.
Maybe yeah, it's a little low out of his hand for sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm throwing a wave here. I love my wave.
Yeah. Which backhand is a totally feasible play as well. I think if you play backhand on this hole, either you're playing for the par or you're going to go for something really big over the trees and try and get lucky.
Yeah. I'd really encourage people to start a disc golf vlog, video yourself, put up videos, because we need more of that. We need courses highlighted. But for me, Andrew, it's been looking at my form. It's like, why is everything hyzering out of my hand every throw, and how do I change that? And working with mid ranges and seeing my putts and trying to be a better golfer. It's fun, but it's more fun when you're hitting stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And it's fun getting to...
You see that?
Wow. What an incredible putt by Taylor.
Yeah,
that was just a perfect amount of hyzer. Yeah, I'm sure he was. It really was. It was just like the perfect amount of hyzer coming out of the hand.
Well, I hit some cage there. That's my new logic that I got. Been throwing what have I been throwing?
A zone?
A zone. And I thought, you know what? I want something a little bit more grippier. So here's hole 3.
Yeah, also a par 3, 332 feet. This one's actually a lot more straightforward. Straight down the fairway. You've got a little bit of tree coverage kind of on the right side of the basket. But honestly, you can, as long as you throw, fairly straight, end up somewhat left of the basket, you're pretty much put yourself in a great position. Taylor's going for a forehand play here, kind of out wide on the left and then letting it fade in, which is great play.
Yeah, it really is.
And then you're going for your signature backhand.
Yeah, but Andrew, this disc I got is called a Tern, T-E-R-N. And a guy at the disc golf shop said, man, you'll like this disc. And I've just been throwing about a week. Took it out in the field for a little bit, but it is great. It's got a 6 glide, and the thing that I really like about it is I can throw it in a headwind, which I can't on my Hades, and it'll fight through on a headwind. So that's kind of one of my main headwind discs right now.
Yeah, and that's great. You know, the turns are fairly understable, but I feel like they've got kind of a signature rim to them that does kind of help a little bit with the headwinds if you're trying to throw that understable disc.
Yeah, let's see if I can hit this putt, because I did. Yeah,
It was a great putt. The Logic's a great putter. I use it for my longer approaches, and sometimes my distance putts. You know, anywhere between. Oh, bad spit out. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, I when I first started throwing the Logic, was throwing it out and comparing to the Zone, and the Logic will actually, give me a good anhyzer.
We're looking at hole 4. It's par 3, 264 feet. This is a dog leg left. The elevation actually drops a little bit, and you typically see players play something flat and then let it turn to get towards the kind of more closer towards that left-hand side. Don't typically see a lot of forehands. Pretty just kind of straight to hyzer throw.
Yeah, I could see people doing some thumbers over that. Tomahawk or something.
Yeah, it's a short enough distance that you could definitely, kind of throw a crazier shot like a thumber or forehand just over the top. But I think you're going to need a lot of power to, and you don't have sight of the basket, so you're kind of guesstimating on where exactly you're going to be.
You see that FD there? I found that the other day in the park and started throwing it, and it's really cool. Throw straight in a headwind. So I need a get out of jail free card right now, because I didn't do a very good job trying to pitch out of there, and so this just really hurt my score for the day. I missed that gap.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a tough position from there. Those kind of slimmer trees that are kind of all over make it really, really difficult to get around.
Yeah.
And just have clean lines.
So I did get punched through there finally, and little forehand up to the basket.
Yeah. There's looking at a putt here. Very close, hitting basket.
He wanted that one bad.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this hole is, deceivingly difficult. Like I said, it seems like it's sort of just like a stock hyzer throw, but trying to, give yourself just enough power so that the disc fades towards the end of its flight and, gets to that dog leg. It takes a lot of touch. Now we're looking at hole 5. It's another par 3, 194 feet. This is a short hole. A lot of people go for ace runs here. Forehand, backhand, totally feasible. It's a pretty wide fairway. It looks, slimmer here on camera, but honestly, I feel like you've got plenty of room to get a disc, at least to that 200, foot mark.
Yeah, this basket's on the long, so it's kind of up around the corner on the right, and I've got my road runner here. I'm going to try to put it on an ante and see if I can kind of get it to curve back around, and it didn't want to curve back around for me.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it looked like it came out a little bit more flat than Anheuser on that throw, which might have been the reason that it didn't turn over.
Yeah, that's one of the shots I'm really working on, is trying to throw a big Anheuser. But, oh.
That was a great run for the basket.
Taylor was happy I missed it.
Well, and Taylor still got some distance here between him and the basket. We'll see.
Yeah, he hit a tree.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second, it almost looked like it just kind of slowed down on its flight and curved left, but I think, oh my gosh.
I know, look at that spit out.
Man, that actually might be one of the worst looking spit outs I've ever seen. That was rough. That was really rough.
Yeah, the good thing is we could laugh about it, because that's the thing when you're just playing casual, you don't worry about OBs, you don't worry about your score as much, you just worry about having a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, look at him. I said to Taylor I can put it in slow motion if I want to.
He's got to make it dramatic. That's okay. Well, we're going to be taking a look at hole 6 here. This is actually one of my favorite holes on this course. It's 292 feet. There's a couple of different ways you can play this. It's pretty, if you keep it low, you can keep it straight down the fairway on a backhand or forehand. You can also throw kind of a backhand, throw it on hyzer, bring it out wide, just like how Randy did it here. And
That's
then
let it.
Yep, and then let it just get up near that basket. You've got plenty of airspace to throw something kind of high and over the trees.
Rander's throwing his 4-time Paul Macbeth. Watch this throw here.
Wow, it's just buttery smooth.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, that low throw. If you can keep it as low as those branches are, you put yourself in a great position if you can keep it low and flat.
Yeah, if the basket was at the pin right there instead of the further one, I would have been looking pretty good.
Something I really appreciate about Mitch Park that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this, but there are certain disc golf courses that provide short and long baskets, and then you play from different positions. And sometimes what I like about Mitch is that they alternate. They'll do odds on short and evens on long one day and then switch it. And I think it just creates sort of like a more interesting every time you go out there. You're playing something different.
Yeah, they'll do like odd, even, long, short, or front, short, back, long. And they switch them up a lot. It's really cool.
That was a great birdie from Taylor. I mean, honestly, that throw was just perfect, and it was just a perfect throw.
Did you see me put that mini down?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm professional.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you have a mini in your bag, that's how you know you're a pro.
Yep.
All right, hole 7, par 3, 271 feet. You can just see the basket there, just on the corner, kind of right side, tucked fairly up against the trees. Now, unlike previous holes, this looks like a wide fairway, but it's actually a really, really tight gap towards the end of its flight.
Yeah, it gets narrow the closer it gets to the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you mostly see people playing forehands, just something's, sort of a slow speed. I think if you can get a disc on flat going backhand, it would be great. But that's a great roller. Really actually put yourself in a great position.
Yeah, I don't even do rollers like that. That was my only option at the time, was just try to get through there. So
yeah. Now Taylor's looking at, man.
He overthrew that.
Yeah, he way overthrew it. Honestly, he had a perfect line. I think if he had just, pulled back on the power a little bit, he probably would have put himself, probably 10 feet closer. Still has a good look at par, still manageable.
Yeah, low ceiling. It kind of made me happy, thinking, I might pick up one on him here.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great bid. Yeah, that was a great bid from Taylor.
Yeah. You cannot fool the cameraman.
Yeah. It's I feel like Mitch is one of those courses where it does give you the option of playing backhand and forehand, but I do feel like there are certain holes on this course that just work so well for a forehand player. Mm-hmm. And, unless you're kind of getting a perfect, backhand throw and getting that perfect amount of turnover, it's tough.
4 over through 7. I'm just losing it.
Well, and look no further. Here's hole 8, par 3, 429 feet. This one's a tough one. So you've got this gap straight down the middle, but the tee does not face the gap. The tee actually faces over this group of hedges. What you see a lot of people play is what Taylor's about to do here, is where you throw big and throw over all of those hedges, let it fade, and put yourself in the open fairway past those 2 trees there.
Oh, here goes my Hades. And you know, that's my play too. I used to try to go around that little taller tree around that side and then, you know, and now hit that other gap, and it's a much easier play to get to the basket.
Yeah, I feel like going around that taller tree and going, you know, on the right side of that tree, it really, it almost makes your flight too wide. And so then you end up in, you end up a lot further from the basket than if you could just throw, you know, on the left side of that tall tree.
Look how far Taylor's disc got down there. It took us a few minutes to find that disc because we thought it was up by that big evergreen tree.
Yeah.
We searched in it, and then finally he moved his way on up to look for it, and finally found it clear up there.
Yeah, and that's a great throw. He must have just gotten it on the perfect amount of hyzer and then was able to let it fade. But yeah, a lot of those discs do end up kind of in those evergreens on the right side. Good little hyzer bid.
Yeah, you know, I'm again changing my putting, and it's a constant change and struggle with me, but I think I figured something out. You can't tell yet, but you can wait for a few more videos or something. We'll start seeing if I start hitting them better.
Now we're looking at hole 9, par 3, 353 feet. This is a staple here out at Mitch. You've got the road on your right side. Most of the time you won't get anywhere near it. The basket is down in this little ravine area. A lot of the time, if you've got a big arm, you can just throw something big on the right side of the trees and then kind of let it crash, just like how Taylor did it there. The other play is trying to play through that gap. You know, the tough thing with playing through the gap is that it doesn't leave you, it gives you a lot more distance from the basket. Whereas if you could throw that big hyzer and then just let it crash into the trees, it might get you about 20 feet closer.
Yeah, and that's what happens if you hit that gap too short. You get caught up in those trees like I did.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard to par. That was a nice throw.
Yeah, it was a really smooth throw from Taylor. This is your...
And I didn't get a... the disc didn't do what I wanted it to do, but luckily it hit that tree.
It's kind of strange. You know, usually it seemed like it came out of your hand on an Anheuser backhand.
Yeah, I didn't get
that it faded
on it. Now I gotta get rid of Taylor's disc is in my way. I mean, what would happen if I missed this putt? Something happened, that disc caused it to flip out. I mean, that can't happen.
No, not on rounds like these. It's too important. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the front 9 here at Mitch Park. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Make sure, you know, if you're interested in doing some commentary, shooting some video with us, send us an email. Send us your information, and you know, we can put your videos and stuff up on here, and we can work on the commentary together.
Yeah, I'd love to come shoot you.
Yep. So thanks guys for tuning in, and you guys have a good one.